Hello, friends. Let me see if I can clear this up. Which I should have did before I went on here. But I really just wanted to check in really quick because I have not been making videos. I recorded one the other day, but I didn't edit it and upload it because I think after I was looking at it, I was like, I think this would be better to talk about on live. But then I never went live, and this live isn't even related to that video. This is gonna be a random kind of like, I already said check in, but like drop in. Yo, the Bible is so good. I've been reading more and I stay on Google, Googling the definition of words. So I feel like my vocabulary is improving. At least I hope it is. And the Bible just is so good and it really grows with us. It's true and living. I love that for us. It's just so good. I've been thinking about this verse the last few days. I didn't know what he was getting at until, like, it was crazy. The other day, I feel like this all fell on me. And I'm going to share the notes that I typed up, but then just then it led me to like the scripture when I was reading the notes that I had typed up. And I was like, okay, I was referencing the one that I dropped in there, Romans 8 and 32. And then I was reading all of it and I was like, this is all relevant to these notes. Like, that's crazy. I didn't do that on purpose. I love when God makes things true for us. Like, it's one thing to know the scripture, is one thing to, even there were times where I would be reciting scripture like daily all the time and it still hadn't yet been made true for me. And so to see things be like really true for you is like, okay, that's crazy. And like to see the scripture really come alive, which, hello, Jesus, like the word was flesh. You get what I'm saying? So I just think all that's really, really cool. And it never gets old. And I pray that it never gets old. Like, if I'm not ever just in awe of his word and like how it grows in me, something is wrong. But I am, it blows my mind. Okay. So I will say, just in general and kind of based off of a dream I had last night, I think the anger has like subsided. I felt anger a lot last year, like 2025. I felt anger a lot and I let myself feel the anger, right? I do feel like there's a lot of stuff that had to get out of my system. I think it was, built up from over the years and never saying nothing and always trying to be the bigger person. And although in those moments, like, I have the conduct. Okay, Holy Spirit. I have the conduct. I have the character. I let stuff slide. I don't argue. I don't like doing all that. Like, it takes a lot to get that out of me. Like, you got to be like really close to me, really close to my heart, right? For that to even happen. Like, but I think over the years, I always being the bigger person and like just trying to be so gracious, I didn't let myself feel feelings that I needed to feel and not, remain in. But, I'm not an evil person for being angry and I let myself be angry. I didn't stay there long though. And I think that's important. With the I think with the boundaries, I've learned how to create in my life this, well, in 2025 and still in practice in 2026, that took a lot of acceptance. It took a lot of personal accountability. It even took some humility, and of course the acceptance of like some harsh truths, some hard truths, some the reality of things, right? And it's so funny because I feel like I speak so many languages. Like I speak like fleshly, like normal, like feelings, and like everybody can, like everybody have those, but then like I see God's point of view, and sometimes I be like, yeah, like don't bring me up there. I'm not even trying to be able to see it like that yet. Like I just need to be human for a second, and then I have it from his point of view. So fleshly, it being like, and it feeling like, like, oh, they hate me. Like, why am I surrounded by people that hate me? This is crazy, God, right? And this, when you really sit with him though, and you don't just let your feelings rule you, and they be like the deciding factor in everything, and it really, really understanding. Like, y'all been on here mad, crying, emotional, a word from heaven, venting. Like, I've been on here doing all that for years. And so for it to go from that and like letting myself be human. So yeah, I am hurt. I am disappointed. I am mad, right? Like from that to like they don't hate me. They really don't. Like at the end of the day, I know what God be saying, right? They don't hate me. They hate themselves. They're not well enough to be around me. I'm not well enough to be around them. Like whatever the case may be, whatever the instance may be. That's more, you know, I feel like core wounds. Like I feel like when you grow up and it's certain things and traumas and experiences, and then I feel like when it's people you love and they hurt you and they betray you, and I don't want to talk about betrayal because if we throw that in there today, we're gonna be here all night, and I got some Marvel to watch. But yeah, just letting the human Megan, the little girl Megan, not the, prophetic Megan. I don't know. I just felt like that was weighing me down, not releasing that stuff. And I didn't want to carry it with me. And I do feel like that's why a lot of people, like, they do have issues, certain issues and stuff. They are coping certain ways and they may not realize it because, like, you didn't process it. Not only did you not process it, you didn't release it. And I love God because he meets you right there as a human. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'd be like, I'm not ready to go up there and get your perspective. Like, I'm just not. Like, and he don't, just yank me up the, well, okay, that's not true. He kind of like leads me, influences me, but he don't like force me. You know what I'm saying? But like I felt like he was gently nudging me. And so the other day before I wrote this, um, I could just feel him like, you gotta let this go. And it'd be so funny because it's like I be minding my business. I be set, I be straight. I don't be worried about stuff. At least I don't think I be worried about stuff. But am I just telling myself that? I don't know. But I was in the kitchen and he just was pulling on my heart. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, leave me alone. You can't tell God that, but sir. And I knew it was like I had to make room. And you really can't get your gifts from God. You really can't get your blessings from God when you hold on to that stuff, when you harbor it in any type of way. And he been showing me stuff that like festers and multiplies quickly and just ew. I had shared on Instagram on my post Monday, like I dreamt me and my nephew was fighting these killer worms and they was multiplying real quick. And then I was like, why are you showing me this in a dream? I hate stuff like this. And whether it's actually like worms and stuff like in the yard, or like even if you think about like bacteria and stuff and parasites and stuff, like that's just what it gave. And those things, when we hold on to them, they can cause infections, like for real. Like worms can infect your yard and affect the produce and what you're growing, and just like in your body. And you don't want that. And then we know infections spread. So it may have started off over here, and because you didn't treat it, because and now it's spread elsewhere. And I don't want that. The last thing you want is in with your heart too, right? Like, and I feel like he kept showing me stuff about people's hearts, and I was like, whoa, like, and I knew he meant on like the spiritual level. So the other day in the kitchen, um, well, it wasn't the other day. It was, I think it was the week before last, and I just broke down crying. I was like, because it's like, I don't have to talk out loud when I'm talking to God. Like, he know exactly what I'm thinking. He know what's going on in my heart. Just like how, like, I didn't hear it in like a audible voice, like, hey, you gotta let this go. I didn't hear that, but I heard him like whisper that to my heart. You know what I'm saying? So it was real quiet in the house. And I just broke down crying. I was like, what in the world? I knew I had to let so much stuff go, y'all. Like, it's crazy. I remember years ago, I was on the floor, and I've told y'all this, and he was showing me like different moments in my life or things that hurt me and stuff. And I was like, dang, I only thought I had to get over like a few things. Like, well, you just showed me 11 different things right here, And then it was stuff, even at that point, he couldn't even show me. I wasn't even ready to accept that. I wasn't ready to see that. I wasn't ready to deal with that. So as time has progressed and I've continued to heal, it was like I kept trying to exit. Like, nah. And it's so funny because everything that I came up against, I feel like he did it on purpose. Like, I probably would have kept running from certain things, avoiding certain things had they not played out the way that they did. Like, actually, it had to happen. It had to happen, or I was never going to face the reality of what was going on. You get what I'm saying? So, and even in that, something I was just telling my nephew, it's a couple things. I actually probably got 100 videos I can make, but I think sometimes I get overwhelmed by how much it is. One, you can't cheat the process in life. Like, I understand that when it comes to money, but it's the same thing when it comes to healing. I understand that when it comes to health, like my physical health. Like, what you sitting up there thinking you finna be in shape for and you haven't been working out, that's crazy. What you think you finna be healthy for and you haven't been eating right, that's crazy, right? How you think you're gonna be healed and whole and you ain't been intentional about healing? That's crazy. Like, it ain't just gonna disappear because you wanted to. That ain't how that works. And then I knew he was still talking to me because those random carpet cleaning videos kept popping up on my YouTube. I was like, who was searching these? Why are these popping up? And I've told y'all that before. One of the first times I was watching those carpet cleaning videos, and I was like, oh, okay, he making progress. And then he flipped it over, and it was filthy underneath. I was like, oh, God. And I knew God was talking to me about cleaning our hearts then. Like, heart work really is the hard work. I don't care what nobody say. That's the hardest thing ever. Heart work is the hard work. And heart work, I feel like, is the easiest thing to kind of avoid because most people can't see your heart. Like, God can see your heart, and then you run into somebody like me, like, I can see your heart. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that's super easy to avoid. So you can't skip the process. And I wish I would have locked in years ago. But I mean, like, when I was young, I didn't understand that. Like, just like I remember crying on a live and telling y'all, like, I didn't know you were supposed to tell people you loved like your hurts and pain. I didn't know you were supposed to do that. I thought you just, I don't know what I thought about. I didn't think that. I was growing up thinking that if I just ignored it, if I didn't think about it, if I didn't talk about it, then it didn't happen. Or I was okay. I wasn't bothered by it. That's just simply not true. Like, that's no. And I thanked God the other day because all the books people have recommended to me for healing, I never got them. It's been me and him. And just like I told y'all, my therapist broke up with me, and he made that very clear to me. Like, it's gonna be me and you. I'm gonna show you like how I heal. I'm gonna show you, like, that's what he did. And I thanked him because I was like, there were so many books I could have got, and I might still get, but I was saying that because the body really does keep score, whatever the name of that book is, it remembers. You can think it doesn't, it does. When I was randomly getting depressed around certain times of the year, didn't know what that was, something happened around that time. My body remembered, I didn't. My mind remembered, I didn't, because I'm fine, everything cool. No, you're not. No, you're not. And so the other thing is, it's actually really crazy, but we needed the lessons. Some very painful, some very like, yo, you trying to rip my heart out my chest. Gotta be. Like, we needed them though. Some maybe not that painful. Some may be fun. Some may be funny, right? Some may be intense and not heartbreaking, but just like really intense and challenging. But like we needed the lessons. You need the lessons. You needed the lessons. We're gonna continue to like need that because the personal development, there's no denying it. Like I told you, I was mad because I was like, just ew. Why would I be on the internet saying that? Why was I thinking like that? Ew. But then it's like, no, like this really is growth. This really is evolution. Even when I was watching Marvel yesterday, because that's all I feel like I've been doing. And just seeing how like the movies themselves evolve, the characters evolve, the outfits evolve, their acting evolve. You get what I'm saying? Like that's just life. So you can't cheat the process. You ain't gonna just arrive when you start. That ain't how you gonna arrive when you start. You gotta go through the journey of getting there. Like Megan, be for real. So you can't cheat the process, and you needed the lessons, the hard ones, the hurtful ones. I was on the phone crying to my mama this morning, and she was like, I mean, I think you figuring it out, even though it hurt, right? It hurt real bad. It hurt. And she was like, but this is the lesson you needed to learn. It is. And I will say this, and I typed this in these notes. Actually it might not be the notes I'm finished here. Yeah, it's not. But my heart posture, it affects my gifts and how I see. Like me not okay, me hurting, me like processing a lot of emotions, that's one thing. That's still kind of amped up, right? Me not, I was like, I don't even remember the last time it felt like this, guy. Like this is crazy. It affects everything. Everything we do literally flows from the condition of our heart. And I really just felt like mine hasn't been like where I would want it to be. Like my intentions and stuff was still pure. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But I was hurt real bad. Yep, like I was hurting from stuff that's been happening my whole life, like hurt. And when I cried though the other day, I felt like a brand new person. That's probably why I woke up singing that song because I just felt different, and I feel like I had released it and gave it to him. Like even when the last things I told you, I was like, and that could have been a little mean girlish. I said that I was like, I forgive you for being a loser. As crazy as that sounds, like that did something for me. I forgive you for being wicked. I forgive you for being a wicked loser, actually, right? Like, and it's not that. Like, I can say that in my flesh, and like Megan, like I can say that, but it's not that. Like, I've released too much to not really know what it is. Like, I forgive you for being so hurt that you let that wicked loser move in you to get to me. That I forgive you for that. I do. So even though I was saying it one way, like I knew what it meant spiritually, like, and sometimes I think with me and knowing like I had this community and y'all know what I mean. And then when I be talking to other people and it's like, oh, they don't understand that I speak two languages at once. Like, please don't miss the spiritual part of what I just said, right? Um, so that was some real stuff. Like I was laughing about it at first, but I didn't know he was gonna slap me like that in the kitchen. Well, he didn't really slap me. Like again, like I said, it was a gentle nudging, but I didn't know it was really gonna be like, yeah, you trying to be funny on your live, but like, do you really forget him for being a loser? And it ain't for being a loser, it's for not, you know. But shoot, I gotta forgive myself for being a loser. Why was you moving like that? Why was you doing that? Why was you letting that get to you? Like, no matter what it looked like, no matter what the angle is, no matter what the perspective is, I had to forgive myself for being a loser. Now, wicked versus imperfect, I still think that's two different things. Wickedness is a choice. You chose that. You chose to do that. You had a choice. You wanted to be evil versus imperfect and it hurts somebody. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like it's different people that I associate with different things. Like, yeah, that hurt, but I don't think you did it on purpose. You were human, you was bound to sin. Yeah, that was gonna happen. We all bound to sin. We all bound to hurt people. But it's some folks like you literally woke up like, how can I hurt her? Is some of that stuff really has hurt over the years. You get what I'm saying? So I released it and it was it wasn't the same day that I got these notes though, or this revelation. I probably got this revelation a week later. So, and we in Romans 8. Hey girl, we in Romans 8. 32 is the verse I put in there, but it's really like we probably started. We all know 28, right? It's really 31. It's 31 through the end. And if y'all really been with me for a while, I feel like how I've been sharing, like y'all know what's up. I don't feel like I gotta explain nothing. Like you been with me this whole time. You know what you you know. Okay, so the notes real quick because I probably need to eat. He was highlighting Cinderella to me again, and I always see the scene in the latest movie. And I told y'all when I was sick, I was watching it in 2024 and just like boohoo hysterical. I was like, what is going on with me? Like, I was like, this is not normal. Like, Megan. But I kept seeing the scene where she's walking out of her house that she'd been in. She getting ready to go be with the king or the prince who'll be the king. And she tells the wicked, okay, there go my word. Like you intentionally was trying to harm this girl this whole time. You was intentionally trying to hide her away, make her feel like she was unworthy when the whole time you knew what was up, right? You knew she was beautiful, you knew she was kind, like you, but you purposely was doing all that. You and your ugly daughters, right? It's very much so giving Jezebel and her daughters. Anyways, kept seeing the scene and Cinderella is walking out and she's like, and I forgive you. Wit. Squeeze me. Like, yeah, it's a movie, and I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Like, when did she have time to process all that? Was it all them times she was crying? Was it when the fairy godmother told her she had to come and believe? Was it when she was locked away singing and her voice led them, to her, which is kind of like the mermaid movie? Whatever. But I just know I kept seeing a scene where it was like, I forgive you. And that was like parting. Like, I'm going into my new season and I forgive you. You get what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like, I'm not saying I don't want to be like, you gotta forgive to go into your next season because I know for a fact people, and that ain't what it is, right? Now, me though, like, my parents was low key pressuring me and I was like, please leave me alone. Like, why are y'all doing this? And it matched up with stuff God been telling me over the years, like your breakthrough on the other side of you getting used to this. Like, I bet, how do you just get used to hate? How do you get used to hate? Somebody tell me. Well, I guess I've gotten used to it though. That's crazy, right? But when he first told me that in 2019, like, get used to it. And even getting used to it from family, sir. Like, God, what do you mean? For real, right? So I just kept seeing that scene, like walking off into her new season, into her new home, into her new everything, right? Position, her new everything. Walking out of that place where, yes, that's where she grew up with her mama and daddy, but that's also where she was abused, mistreated, traumatized. Pick your word, right? And it was just a simple like, I forgive you. And I kept having a vision of that. And not before I broke down in the kitchen crying. I just kept having a vision of that. And I was like, I knew he was getting at. Just like when I had told y'all I was feeling I needed to watch Joseph Reassures His Brothers. And I was like, I'm not watching that because I already be knowing, like, it don't be me. It be God. Like, I didn't say that. The Holy Spirit said that. It was just coming out of my mouth. So I avoided that for a couple weeks too. And then when I did watch it, I was like, see, this is why I didn't watch it. Because I knew these things. I know these things. Like, and I see why Joseph cried for a whole chapter, it felt like when I was reading it. I see why he cried like that. Don't know when Joseph had a chance to process those emotions. But I do know they were different. They had repented and Joseph helps them. And I feel like it's okay to cry. Like, I feel like partially if I would just be like, this really hurt my feelings, I probably wouldn't even get as angry as I got. Like, had I just acknowledged it really hurt my feelings, I probably wouldn't have got as angry. And so Joseph cried, Joseph cried, Joseph cried, and he helped him out. And that happened after Joseph was in the palace. It was just little things that I was noticing. Because I personally feel like you're not going to take that away from me in my 2025. And not that I necessarily just need to hold on to it, but like my life changed when I cut off my toxic family. Period. It changed. And I was like, okay. Now I think I'm the type of person where I have to create physical, real life boundaries with people in order to give myself time to create the internal ones, right? And so That's what happened. And that's not for me to say, like, and now that I've been able to work on the internal ones, like the physical, no, like I'm still straight, but I forgive you. One thing I realized this weekend, like when I woke up maybe Sunday, it was like you can absolutely love somebody and hate how they treated you. That don't mean I don't love you, but I absolutely hate that that happened. I absolutely hate that you did that. But also in my Christian faith, in my maturity, understanding like, okay, you intended it to harm me. You did. That's that wickedness. Like that was intentional. You chose that. You chose to hurt me. You didn't accidentally do it. You chose that. You wanted to hurt me. Like that was your desire. You wanted to hurt me. You wanted to kill me, whatever the case may be. You intended it for my harm, but God intended it for good. That's a life verse for me. It's been a whole lot of wicked intentions from people with my blood. Like that's tough. That's really tough, right? So I knew I had to let it go though. And it was in a way that I knew God was like, you ever feel like he like touching your heart? Like that's what it felt like. And like I could barely stand up. Like it was what is this? But I knew I had to make room. So it's not necessarily like I had to get blessed, but I think it's more so I had to enjoy the blessing, to take care of the blessing, to recognize the blessing. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like that's been part of my uh going in circles these last years. I can't even say like last 5 years, like the last plus five to five. But that's been part of the problem because I was still holding on to the hurt, not holding on to the hurt. And like every time I see people, I cuss them out. I say something shady to them. And I don't show them love. No, like it's not even that. All I've been doing is showing love this whole time. All I've been doing is treating people like they ain't do, like they ain't say, like they ain't act how they did, what they did. You get what I'm saying? Like that's all I've been doing. Like I have the conduct, and it was pure. It wasn't no act. It wasn't no fake thing. But I had internalized so much hurt and pain. Like I just internalized it and I just let that their behavior, their words just shape what I believed about myself. That it's really Cinderella like. Not y'all got me locked up in here with this. Like that's crazy. Like this is nuts. And so I had to release what I had internalized over the years. And I mean years going way back. Now this hurt is separate from like the abuse, like sexual abuse and all that. This is separate. It's a separate type. This is separate to that. Um, and God just he wanted me to let that go. And I knew I was hurt in 2024. Like I remember snapping and I was like, oh, this is so not like me. So what is going on? Like because I had the conduct. And it was just like, no, I'm not okay. I can't be okay. Like that's really not normal for me. Like and I feel like I got more intentional about finishing healing at that point. Like that's when I stopped talking to everybody. That's when I like, no, I'm good. I'm straight. Actually, I'm good. Like I'm good. Like I knew I needed to focus on myself. Like all these years, and I've never done that. And if I never sat by myself and it be this quiet, and you get what I'm saying, like I wouldn't have figured these things out, and also cut off the toxicity, right? Like I had to. So that was a lot. I didn't even plan on sharing all that, but I hope it helps somebody one day, someday. So the other day in the kitchen, this is last like Wednesday or Thursday, and he gave me Cinderella. Oh, why am I telling y'all like I can't see? It's January the 13th. What day was it? Okay, that was last Tuesday. I'm lying. It's January 13th. So I was getting ice or water or something, and this is what came to me. They could never stop love from coming to you from heaven. I was like, oh, okay. Pulled on that a little more, which is why I put that verse in there. That's immediately what it made me think of. They could never stop love from coming to you from heaven. All these years feeling unworthy of love, feeling so low about myself, right? Like even like how they named Cinderella in the movie, like just being in that low place within myself because of how I was treated. And that's the intention, whether they're aware that they're being used, because something that he was been highlighting to me is like, don't be a willing vessel for the devil. And I started saying that in college when like that stuff really affect you. And so anyways, whether they did it intentional or it wasn't intentional, it made me very like, you know, that other live I told y'all, in that dream I had, and I woke up crying because in the dream I was like, oh, I'm not cleaning this up, and I realized like that wasn't my spot. Like, what? Like, it really put me in that position of like not worthy of anything. And it's so funny because when I was sick and my mom was asking me that, like, why don't you feel like you deserve to be happy? But it's like, it's crazy because I be trying to explain to y'all why, and you don't listen, right? Like, that was part of the conversation we had this morning. I love her. I love my daddy. I love him bad. Um, certain things, certain patterns, all that. Like, if I was worthy of it, then where was it at? You get what I'm saying? Anyways, that's not what this is about. I don't know if I'm supposed to be a family counselor, but at this point, but just realizing I was in that very low place, and it was also embarrassing when I was going through all that stuff at work. I don't think I've ever used that word for y'all when pertaining to that situation. It was eye opening, but it was also embarrassing when I was clearly the victim, and they were like, well, why are you blaming yourself? I'm confused. Why do you have so much self blame? Oh, years of emotional abuse does this to people. Years of gaslighting does this to people. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. And the fast I did in January 2025, though, that broke all that off of me. Like, I fasted all of January 2025. Ain't nobody coming over here gaslighting me. Ain't nobody coming over here manipulating me. That truly does not work anymore. Like how it used to, no. And now if you try to flip it on me and say, like, how is somebody mistreating me my fault? And how is me being upset about it mean something's wrong with me? That's how it's been. Like, that blame was never mine. And I'm thinking about, oh, did she say that in Cinderella's story? He looked me in my eye or looked me in my face and said, you're not to blame, and made me love hard again. Oh, I've been crying a lot. Like a lot. A lot. Like, I thought I cried a lot before. Oh no, I cry all the time now. And God was telling me this morning, like, that's my heart softening. I'm like, I thought I already had a good heart. Like, there's no way. Like, what? Like, it's softening. Like, he has really been working on my heart. Like, I made some Snapchats like in September, and I was telling them about all the stuff I had went through just in like 2024 alone. Like, and so when you start going through more stuff and you haven't healed, like, that stuff feel like a ton of bricks just fell on you. Like, help me. I'm trying to get up, right? And it could be something that shouldn't even feel like that. But if you haven't healed from the past hurts and it's triggering that, that's what it feel like. But I had told them, like, if me and God gotta sit here and I need to cry every day for 2 months for me to heal, that's what we're gonna do. But then the government shut down, and that's literally what I did for 6 weeks. I cried all day, every day. I slept a lot, talked to God a lot, and I knew it was like fixing stuff. It was healing. But then when I had to go back to work, that really didn't stop. I cry all the time now. All the time. So I just been crying a whole lot. All right, this up, y'all. So don't think nothing weird though if you have been crying a lot. Cause he's releasing, like, he freeing your heart from those things. Like, well, I just heard hardened and calluses and all that. So like that's why I was seeing carpet cleaning videos. Them the only time them pop up on my timeline. Like, why am I up watching carpet cleaning videos at 2 a.m? Right? So he's fixing that. He's cleaning that. He's showing you how you were never the blame, not for stuff and they hurt you. How was that your fault? That's crazy. Right? So that had been the narrative. Like I had told y'all on the last live. And so had violation, but we're not doing that no more. Okay, that can never stop love from coming to you from heaven. God sent his son without anyone's permission or approval. They also couldn't stop him from getting up with all power. And we know that. Like, that's a fact. If they could not stop God from sending his own son, and they could not stop Jesus from defeating death, defeating the grave, and getting up with all power, how are they going to stop you from receiving that love? If God already sent it, Jesus already did it, and Jesus is giving it. God freely gave, Jesus is freely giving it. How are they going to stop that? They can't. No man can stop God. No will, no plan, no purpose that he has for anybody that he loves. Which I feel like that's getting to some of these scriptures. That's why I was like, this all go together. This is crazy because I didn't have no scriptures besides he freely gave his son, and I didn't know this was by Romans 8. I don't know where I thought that was, but it was in Romans 8. So they couldn't stop love from coming to you. Like, that hit me so, like, again, I was like getting water or something. And he was like, they couldn't stop love from coming to you. What? Like, God, like, again, I don't hear it like audibly. Sometimes I do, but that wasn't audible. It was just like a heart whisper that I heard in my ears. I don't know, in my spiritual ears. I don't know if that makes sense. But they couldn't stop love from coming to you. What could they do though? All they could do was stop you from receiving or believing you were worthy of something, someone God already freely gave and continues to give. They can't actually stop the act or the fact of God giving it to you, of God giving it to anybody who ready and willing to receive it. I can't get the words out. You know what I'm saying? You can't stop God, but you can stop me from being in position to receive. You can stop me from my heart being open to receive it. And it looks different on different people. Like, some people we know, they walk around bitter, angry, all that. That's not me. And I think that's why my mom and them so perplexed. Like, I don't get it. Right. But I didn't believe I deserved it because of people getting in the way and me taking how people treated me too hard. And so now my heart is hardened in that regard and I cannot receive it. Okay. So that's all they could do. And I was talking about, especially with family, how they try to infect you, how they're infected. So that goes back to what I was talking about with the worms and parasites and stuff. And they've been saying narcissists is parasites, and it makes sense. It makes sense to Megan. But they try to infect you with what they got going on. They don't feel worthy. They don't believe. You get what I'm saying? And so they treat you like that. But in me not feeling worthy and me not believing, I didn't treat people like that. I still wanted them to be able to receive love, even if I was having a hard time receiving it. I still wanted them to be able to receive all of God's blessings for them, even if I was having a hard time, even if I didn't realize I was having a hard time. Like, oh, okay, something really is wrong with my heart. That's crazy. And I literally only see it as how you treat people. Like, no, it's literally like my heart, how I feel about myself, how I see myself. That's why I couldn't see myself clearly. And I promise y'all, I cut my toxic family off, and it was immediately like, ah, and I was like, I know you lying. Like, I would have been did this. I would have been did this, but doing that helped me really like heal. Like, I can't, I don't know. It really helped me like lock in with myself and with God differently so that he could undo all the damage certain family had done. And I didn't cave in and give in this time because it's not like this was the first time. I tried this a couple times, but every time I tried to separate and create that distance, it was a problem. Megan was being selfish. Megan was being disrespectful. Megan was being unforgiving. Megan. It ain't never like it's always me. How? Right? Like, so once I think I fasted and that broke off of me, and I was like, y'all can say what you want, whatever. I'm doing what's best for me. Like, y'all swear y'all want me to do what's best for me, but then when I really do what's best for me, it's a problem. No, once I let all that go and really did what's best for me, everything changed. And I thank God for that because I think I was always too scary to do it. I was too fearful to do it. Like, how you just not gonna have family? That's crazy. um, okay. All they could do is make something inevitable because it's his will harder. So his will is inevitable. All they could do is just make that harder. They couldn't actually change it. He wants you to be healed. He wants you to be whole. He wants you to be free. You're destined to be great, no matter what it is, right? They couldn't change that. All they could do was make it harder for you to step in it, walk in it. All they could really do was delay you. But even when we start talking about those things and even just the word delay, like, I don't know. I learned a lot of stuff in the delay. A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Like, I recognize like I needed these lessons before God let me walk in certain things, or He let me hold certain things. Like, you know how mad I would be if He blessed me with something I didn't know what to do with it, but now I know what to do with it because of what I went through in the lesson learning process, or even like down to like I told y'all, I feel like I learned a lot of things. I learned a lot of the right things in the wrong places. I might even learn a lot of the right things the wrong ways. You get what I'm saying? But I learned a lot of the right things to help prepare me to carry my blessings, because now that my heart is ready to receive, my hands, are lifted up, ready to receive. My hands ain't full of self-hatred and no self-worth, and even down to the unforgiveness, because I don't really think mine is unforgiveness. Like, I be forgiving folks. And that was another thing too. If I don't want to deal with folks, then they're telling me I'm unforgiving and I'm devilish and I'm a bad Christian. I just don't want to deal with them. I don't hate nobody. It ain't in my heart. It's not my nature to hate nobody. That's not me. I can't do it. It's not in me. But I can be away from you. That I can do. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know what the word is, unforgiveness. It might be a little unforgiveness. I don't know. It don't feel like unforgiveness to me. So yeah, all they could do is make something inevitable because it's His will harder. And so that also makes me think about Avengers, because I told you I just been going Marvel crazy. But Thanos thought he was inevitable, and then Tony did what he did and sacrificed, and he was like, "Nah, like, you think you're inevitable? I'm Tony Stark." That's how he be feeling. Like, nah, like the devil think he inevitable. He think bringing hardships and hard times and stealing, killing, and destroying is inevitable. Which, to an extent, like, yeah, that's your job, but you don't win. You're not that inevitable. You ain't more, powerful or destiny determining than God. The only way you're going to determine my destiny is if I let you, and I'm not going to let you do that. God is not going to let me let you do that. Okay? So people thought they was inevitable. I can hurt her. I can do this to her. Okay, that's fine. But now what? Now what? That's what I think is real interesting, because that's kind of how I was gonna get on the live and started. Like, none of that stuff works. None of it worked. I'm still here. I'm still standing. And even in the instances where it felt like you was literally trying to take me out of here, God even used that. I'm stronger. I'm wiser, right? Like, I will get to singing this song, but it's like it didn't work. Now what? You thought you was inevitable. You not inevitable. He's inevitable. My assignment is inevitable. My purpose is inevitable. My destiny is inevitable. My healing is inevitable. That's what was inevitable. My blessings, my miracle, that's what's inevitable. The devil was never inevitable. Never. All you can do is make it harder. But what God said, that's what's going to happen. And I was real heavy on heaven stamped it last week for that maybe. Stamped by heaven. That's period. Whatever He declares and decrees, like, that's what it is. What say so did the devil have? God is a real boss. He got to say so. The devil don't have that. He has to get permission from God. God don't have to get permission from nobody. That, which goes back to the very first point. And if this is how God moves, this is how we should move. He been giving me a whole lot of words about a lot of things, but if He don't need nobody permission, what human permission do you need? You only need God's. You don't need no other human's permission, right? God sent His Son without anyone's permission or approval. The devil can't move like that. He got to get permission to even try you. And I know it's hard when we going through certain stuff, but it really do be like, if God is letting him try you, it's for a reason. You may not like the reason. You may not care for the reason. You may not want to go through that character development, personal development, because, baby, that was me in 2024. Like, ain't no way there's a purpose to all this, but it was. That was a setup. I didn't see that then. I thought, I was like, oh, so that's just it. We just, oh, okay, God. Like, I didn't see that then, but that's what that was. Okay. His will, His purpose, His plans. That's what's inevitable. Can't nobody change that. Can't nobody shake that. Can't nobody move that. I saw a post today and it was like, I wonder if I can find it. I don't even want to misquote it because it was good. Did I repost it? I might have reposted it. And if I reposted it, I might be able to find it faster. Let me see real quick. I've been going crazy on Instagram reposts. Okay, maybe I didn't. But it was basically saying like I would be mad too if I like prayed against me, came against me, like and realized God don't listen to like I would be mad too if I prayed against me and realized God don't listen to me. But not me. It's like if somebody else prayed against you and God like he didn't let nothing take you out. He didn't let nothing get you out of here. He didn't let nothing bring you down. And you realize like God not even listening to you. Shut up. Like I would be mad too, right? But that's like what type of wicked prayer does God answer? That's crazy. See, that's why I didn't want to misquote it because that I feel like I said that wrong. But y'all get what I'm saying, right? So I gotta write this up. Um, so if they don't have that power to change what God is doing, why do we give it to them? It didn't matter how bad nobody was treating me. Family, friend, ex romantic partner, people at work, it didn't matter. They're not changing the fact that God loves you. They're not changing the fact that God has all these things for you, but you can let it change you or your heart. That's if you let it, if you give it that power. And so when I made that live and it was like the power will never balance and take your power back, like that's what I've been learning how to do. That's what setting them boundaries have helped me to do. I couldn't set them boundaries without being real about stuff that was going on. You can't be over here. You wicked. You can't be over here. You too hurt. You know what I'm saying? I can't be around you because I'm internalizing all this. I'm not strong enough yet to deal with people who are this hurt. You get what I'm saying? Like you have to be real with how you setting the boundaries. Every time y'all do something stupid, it remind me of how y'all did me when I was little. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what that was like. No, I'm straight. I promise you I'm straight. Like, so if they don't have that power, why give it to them? And I spent my whole life giving everybody my power, giving everybody the power over Megan. The one of the things he was telling me this morning is don't let nobody undermine your own authority in your life. And because when you let them undermine your authority in your life, you're letting them sabotage. It's a form of sabotage. He was telling me that this morning. Your parents can undermine the authority in your life from a carnal parental place. It's not malicious, but that's still what it is. And so, because they're carnal thinking, they're sabotaging the things of God in your life because you're listening to them and they're not being led by the Holy Spirit. That's an example of non malicious. Jealous people, envy people will undermine your authority in your life. Hey, I want this. This is where I want to be. This is who I want to be with. This is the job I want to have, whatever. And they're undermining your authority and your decision making, right? And going to mess it up. That's a form of sabotage. That's what that is. I was like, oh well, I never connected undermining to sabotage. That's crazy, God, right? So why give them that power to undermine your own authority in your life? The only somebody in your life that should have authority over any decision that you making is God. That's it. They have never and will never control or influence his will. Not one man. That's what I had typed this up January the 13th. And I saw that post today. That's like maybe I saw it on Facebook because where is it at? That's the only time I would have reposted. But like that's crazy. You're not changing God's will. If it's his will for me to sit here, if it's his will for me to be over here with this person, if it's his will for me to do this, if it's his will for me to accomplish this, ain't no man changing that. You're not changing his will. And I'm hearing it was predestined before the world began to do his will. That's why as long as we stay surrendered, as long as we keep giving him our yes, that's all that matters. Can't nobody change nothing. No man, no human. They can't change nothing. That's why, and when you talk about kingdom marriage, let no man separate what God has put together, because you ain't changing that. No matter how nobody feel about it, you're not changing that. His will was for them people to be together. The end. Can't nobody change it. They will never have control or influence of his will. Can't nobody manipulate God. So why are we sitting up here letting people manipulate us? If can't nobody manipulate God, why are you letting people manipulate you? His will be done. It's his desire for you to be healed, loved, happy, and whole. That's the only desire that matters. So me spending my life trying to please people, like God was showing me so much stuff. Like if y'all look at I had just made this video. Um this is an example. I had made this video and we did this gift exchange, right? And I was watching the video and I was like, I really am just a good big sister. Like that's crazy. And I don't think that's just with my relationship with my real sister. I think I'm a good big sister in Christ. I think I'm a good sister in Christ, period. And in the video, if Morgan didn't like the item that she got when we were picking ours off the table, I just gave it to her. Because that's what she wanted. That's my little sister. Like, that's just how I am. And so even when we were playing, our friend was like, why do you keep switching with Morgan? Like, why you keep giving Morgan what she wants? Because she picking the raw, what she don't want, what she got. You giving her yours. When I knew what I was picking. And that's just how I am. Okay, so what happens if you have that type of heart? That's just how you are, but the people around you don't want you to have anything. You just gonna give them that desire, that wish for you not to have anything? What if that's how you are and the people around you don't want to see you happy, don't want to see you loved correctly by any person, let alone a man? You just gonna give them that desire, give them that wish? What you gonna do if the people around you don't want to see you healthy? No matter what that looks like, don't want to mentally, physically, financially, you just gonna not do it because you know that'll make them feel good. If you don't have it, you just gonna grant that. No, I was like, I gotta stop doing that. That's people pleasing. That's people pleasing, and it's probably something else. But I was like, I gotta stop doing that because I want everybody around me to be happy. And that's so funny, right? Because I don't feel like I deserve to be happy, but I want everybody around me to be happy. Huh? What is actually going on in my head, God? What is actually going on in my heart, God? I want everybody around me to have what they want, even if what they want is for me not to have nothing. I want everybody around me to be happy, but I don't deserve to be happy. No, like I don't think that's just people pleasing. I think that's got to be something else. I don't know what, but I don't think that's just people pleasing. So that was real eye opening for me. Like I don't care, and I was gonna title this "My Biggest Fears." Ended up where you should be, but I'm gonna say that for the other set of dreams when we do that live. So I had to figure that out too. And I'm still actively working on all these things. Like I don't care that you're uncomfortable because I'm excelling and I'm thriving and I'm getting free. I'm not going to stop doing those things because that's what you want me to do. The only desire that matters is God's. His desire is for you to be healed, loved, happy, whole, healthy, not on the list, but that's one too. And then the last thing, well, no, I had two other things on here, but I don't really think these go with that for real. But when you're talking about a narcissist, and I'm so tired. I think I'm done ingesting that content. Like I do. Like some days I do like listening to psychology videos because I just like to understand what I'm dealing with. I was watching something that was saying like the more you are aware of something, the less it can control you. So I feel like that's kind of where I got with it. Like I've been able to peep, like, oh, I already know it's moving through you. And it's not even so much as like, oh, you're a narcissist. Oh, you're a sociopath. Man, forget all that. You hurt. The devil's moving through you. Multiple entities. Like whatever the case may be. Ain't nobody got to be no full-blown narcissist for you to understand they triggered, they insecure, your presence and activated it, and now the enemy moved. It's not rocket science. At this point, for us, it should not be rocket science. So it's not even being so pressed about that, but it's more so just like so it don't control you. And it's always going to go back to super nanny for me. The note that I had wrote was because it's probably the narcissists too that made it the worst for you to see your value, your worth, right? Or the people that were very high on the narcissistic spectrum. Why let a child hurt or wicked? Because that's important. God has been showing that to me. People like to chalk everything up to, oh, they're just hurt. No, they wicked, and you need to understand that they sitting up there choosing that. That ain't no they hurt and they couldn't help it and they hurt and they didn't know better. They knew better and they chose that. And I told y'all that that's like them people low-key kind of scare me. Like, and I've dealt with different kids and it's like, oh, you know the difference between right and wrong. You just choosing wrong. That's what I'm talking about. Them type of adults. That's what I'm talking about. Hurt versus wicked. There's a difference. Hurt people don't hurt you intentionally. Wicked people do. Are wicked people hurt? Yeah, probably. I'm not saying they not hurt, but it's levels to this. Why let a child hurt or wicked interfere in your life? And I'm like, yeah, that's crazy because my little cousins, it ain't nothing they could say or do that would change a move I'm finna make. Imagine you making some decision with God. That's what you're finna do, right? And you let a 10-year-old who knows nothing about that decision, nothing about that area, and a hurt 10-year-old of that who ain't got no type of, like, just a bad child, right? And you let them interfere with that? You let them interfere with the decision? You let them interfere with you getting nowhere? And that could be a 50-year-old person that's like that. That could be a 25-year-old person that's like that. That could be an 80-year-old person that's like that. You gonna let some hurt or wicked child interfere with your plans? What if it is a wicked child? Because sometimes kids just be acting up. And so I understand that with kids because God has caught me to kids. That's what's crazy. And my dad was on me about that too. Like, you don't think you think it's just kids? You don't think it's all God's kids? And I was like, I mean, I know that's true, Dad, but I don't need you telling me that right now, right? But kids do that. Like, we had a party. I ain't gonna do all that. We had a party, and one of the kids was acting up. Why are you acting up? And we having a party today. Why are you trying to ruin that? I don't know what that is. Like, what about you wanted to ruin the happiness and joy that the other kids was experiencing? And it's not like you not sitting in here and you aren't too supposed to be experiencing it with them. What is up with that, right? And then when you think about narcissists and how they do that with like holidays, birthdays, all that, like, what's your deal? Family functions, family, like, why are you doing that? It's just like them kids. And the kids, when they do that, I ignore them. I don't really do timeout, like, not like that, but I generally can ignore kids. I was having a hard time ignoring like adults, and now I'm realizing like, no, it's literally the same thing. Like, I've already known that, but I'm having to like put that into practice. Like, how would I react in children's church, or how would I have reacted at the Boys and Girls Club? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I let you interfere with something good? Why would I let you change the trajectory of my destiny, and you a hurt little kid? A healed grown up just don't do certain things, y'all. They don't say certain things on any regard, either way. A healed grown up not pressed because of how other people treating them. A healed grown up knows that it's not personal, even if it do feel personal. A healed grown up and a spiritually mature grown up. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of life I'm trying to live. That's the type of person I'm trying to be. And grown ups do not go back and forth with children. Grown ups do not let children you get what I'm saying? Like, that's where I'm trying to get. So that's what I put. And then the last thing I had wrote that day was who I do it for. And I think sometimes, like, in the stuff we do, and even in my life coaching, like, I'll ask you, like, what's your why? Like, that has to be your driving force. Your why, like, keeps you going when you want to give up. Your why keeps you going when you hit adversity, right? Like, it's bigger than you. Who do you do it for? And I feel like at that point in my healing journey, that's where I was at. Like, who am I even healing for? It's outside of just like me. Like, obviously I'm healing for me. And it's some things I've been willing to do for my kids, but I wasn't willing to do it for me. And that was problematic because it was like, when was you gonna see them kids if you didn't do it for you? Right. Like, you want to do something for people that's not even here. You even want them to be happy, be safe, have a good life, and you still, like, you don't think you deserve that. I'm like, yeah, this is crazy. I don't understand how that happened, God. But whatever, we've been working on it. But who do you do it for? And so I feel like my healing journey got to that point. My constant prayer has been for my kids to have a healed mom, a healed dad. Like, that's what I want for my kids. Like, I see the difference that makes in a home. I want my kids to have that, be blessed with that, for that to be their story, their experience. I want their parents to be Holy Spirit, led. And I'm not just healing for my kids. I got nieces and nephews. I got nieces, nephews, little cousins I love real bad. I do it for them. Even the people that have hurt me, they on the list of who I do it for. Like, it became so much bigger than like Megan. And I just started reading this really good book, The Legacy Life, and it's written by the founder, owner of Hobby Lobby. Like, I'm one chapter in, and I kind of skimmed like the titles of the chapters. And one of the last chapters, he's talking about a legacy of brokenness, or like built on brokenness or something like that. And I never wanted that. Not for my kids. I don't want that for my nephews and them. I don't want that for the next generation. So even if it hurts me, even if I'm getting the spears, even if I'm getting the arrows, if the end result is a healed Megan, a stronger Megan that can show them like you can overcome anything life throws at you, you can be okay, and the all the love you will ever need, Jesus already gave it. Like it got so much bigger than just like I'm straight, I'm cool. I could be like this for the rest of my life, God. No, I can't. No, I can't. Not in the sense of like my insides, but like he wants more for me. He has more for me. He wants me to be happy. He doesn't want me to keep giving my best, giving literally everybody my best, and I don't get it. Or giving people who only give me their worst my best. Like it's gotta be some people out here who are like me and they'll give me their best back. Like it's reciprocated. It's not unequally yoked. Like that's not what it is, where they just drain and suck you dry. Like he wants more for you. And then my nephew was watching Vampire Diaries this weekend, and I was cracking up because I was like, see, I had to stop because it was getting too overwhelming for me. Like I was drawing the parallels a little too well when I was trying to watch it last year. So but and also on the list, because I didn't tell y'all this, also the people I'm connected to on the internet. I have to recognize that. Like I gotta heal, I gotta get past this stuff because there's people I'm connected to that need to see how the process is going, how we're getting there, how we're getting over these humps. Like, right, like, and it's doable. He can heal you from that hurt, from that pain, from that rejection. God can heal you from all of that and then bless you like crazy, which I love being myself. I love being me because I don't be pressed about that. I don't be asking God for that. I really am the person that's like, God, I want to have peace. God, I want to like lead your people better. Like that's who I am. And I thank God for that. And I think that's why he blessed me the way that he does, because that's just my heart. So that's it, y'all. For those who catch the replay, hey, if you make it to the end, if you're still in here now, because I don't know if you can leave comments right now that show up like after the live, but if y'all are still in here, leave this emoji. And why this one? Leave this one. And if you're watching it later and you get to the end, leave this one. Okay. Today this man at work came to my desk and did that. And my dad used to make fun of me because I would always do it on the business Zooms, like when I would open them up and stuff, and I'd be like, and he'd be like, "You always do it at heart." I'm like, "Okay." And then he got used to me doing it, and I remember the first time my dad did it to me, and I was like, "What?" Like, right, grew on him. But a man came to my desk today and did that at work, and I was just like, I hear you, God. So if you get to the end, leave that. I love y'all. I miss y'all. I'm gonna try to record. I'm trying. Like I'll either be in like a real good groove or I won't be. Okay. But I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna try to go live again this week. I love y'all. I pray that everything is going well on your healing journey. I always pray for grace and maturity and wisdom. I feel like I ain't stopped praying for those yet. I guess because you just keep growing and evolving. But I'm praying for y'all. I'm thinking of y'all. And I'm proud of y'all. I really am. I felt that so strong this week for everybody I've connected to and who on this walk with me. Like, I am very, very proud of you. That stuff could have broke you. You could have let it change you. You could have let it corrupt you, but you didn't. You didn't. And I'm very proud of you. You could have got your get back. You could have got your lick back. You could have did all of that, but you didn't. You could have tried to get revenge on your own. You didn't. Like you didn't. You it was hard. Things haven't been easy, but you stayed true to God and you stayed true to yourself. And I feel like that's what matters the most. Okay. So I'm really proud of y'all and I love y'all. And I hope y'all have a great night. I'm finna go watch something on Disney Plus. Bye, y'all.